Hello everyone, this is Gray51 and welcome to another episode of Quest for the GraviChest. Alright guys, so you can see I did a little bit of upgrade to my storage system here. I added a lot more barrels than were just down there. Kind of filled it out around. Just made it a little bit easier to work with there. So, today we're going to be doing something I've been saying we're going to be doing for a long time. Now, we have some pretty awesome production of power going on down here. We got 2 full tanks of lava, my 5 geothermal generators. They're keeping up with everything that I'm doing right now. But they're not going to be able to keep up with everything I'm going to be doing in the future. So I want to future-proof myself. That's always the goal. Is I don't want to be constantly running out of power or anything like that. That's never a fun place to be. So, like I said, the long term, I've always been saying we're going to be getting to solar panels and making some solar panels. And one of the first obstacles we had in that was we needed a blast furnace, or an industrial blast furnace. Well, we got that sooner than what I had expected. So, fortunately now, since we have that, I've been able to go through and we'll be able to actually make these the solar panels. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and look up the name solar. So, the regular solar panel, what it does is during the day, it will produce 1 EU per tick, and at night it won't produce anything. When it's raining, it won't produce anything. So this is what is in regular industrial craft. So after this, if you, there is a solar arrays mod that's in the Direwolf pack, and so you'll have, low voltage solar array, medium voltage solar array, high voltage solar array. But because we're in the Minecraft pack, we have the Advanced Solar Panels mod installed. So we have Advanced, Hybrid, and Ultimate Hybrid solar panels. So we're actually going to be making Advanced Solar Panels today. So if we come in here to Advanced Solar Panels, you'll see they take a solar panel to make. So that's where we first go. So solar panels, we just need some glass panes, some silicon plates, carbon plates, generators, and some electronic circuits, which aren't too bad. The hard part of this whole thing is silicon plates. And silicon plates, that's what we need in the industrial blast furnace. Well, how do you get these? You take some silicon cells, put them in there. And how do we get silicon cells? Well, we aren't going to use liquid silicon. That would be kind of silly. The easiest way was in this industrial electrolyzer, which we already have sitting right there. Just put in some sand and some empty cells. Well, fortunately, I've already done that process to make it a little bit easier. So we have our silicon plates, and I made 7 of them. Plus some glass panes, some electronic circuits, and some generators. So let's go ahead and grab these guys. We're going to head on to our crafting bench here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. So this will be the start of our solar panels. I'm definitely going to be making a lot more, and I'm going to be making them all off camera. But one of the things is I actually built this house in design to work with my solar panels. You may not know that, but so that's the reason why I have these sections carved out. Okay, so I can have some solar panels just sitting on there without really affecting what I enjoy as my house. So I will have them sitting in between each one of these when I get the opportunity. We're going to start off in this spot here. So, alright. Also, I'm not continually using my jetpack now. I did create a thaumium chest plate, and when I put an enchant on that, this is what I got: protection 4, repair 2, and thorns 2. So now every single thing that I have has repair on it as far as my armor goes, which is awesome, meaning I'm never going to have to make new armor as long as I don't fall in lava and die, which has almost happened on 3 separate occasions. While I've been mining down there, I did the thing you're not supposed to do and mine under your own block and fell into lava. Fortunately, that's what water buckets are for, so always carry a water bucket, otherwise you'll never be able to get out of something like that. So, anyway, back to making our solar panels. So, that is the first step, like I said. Now, our advanced solar panels, these guys take a little bit more. So we need some more advanced alloy, which isn't a big deal. We need some advanced circuits, and I think I've shown these guys before, but it's just a regular circuit with redstone, glowstone, and some lapis with an electronic circuit inside. So not a big deal there either. Advanced machine block is just a regular machine block with some carbon plates and some advanced alloy. Again, not a terribly big deal. Radiant glass, though, these guys are a little bit harder. We need some glowstone, some reinforced glass. This is different than the hardened glass. This is used by industrial craft. Hardened glass is used by thermal expansion. And some irradiant uranium. You need some glowstone around some refined uranium, which is just, where is it here? How do I get these ingots? Come on. Back. Oh yeah, just some regular uranium. And if you put that in a compressor, we get refined uranium. So that's kind of what that looks like. So then the reinforced glass is just some advanced alloy and some glass that gives us 7 each. So again, I've done kind of all that math, gotten all this stuff set up. So here is our irradiant uranium. So let's go ahead and make this stuff. All right, irradiant uranium, fantastic. Now we're going to need our reinforced glass. All right, reinforced glass, perfect. And we're going to take that, put it around this glowstone dust. There we are. So we do end up with more reinforced glass than we need, but that's because it makes 7 each time, so we're going to end up with 4 extra. So now we've got our irradiant glass panes. So these guys are going to go right above here, our solar panel's right in here, and the advanced solar panel itself. Got all this stuff. I'm getting excited, guys. All right, again, you end up with more glass panes than you actually need, and then solar panels. Boom! Advanced solar panels. These guys are awesome. I really do enjoy these. So let's get back up to the roof here. So, advanced solar panels. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So if we look at them, they actually have an internal storage. The regular solar panels do not. It will tell you what it's generating, and it's generating 8 EU per tick. It tells you it's day right now. The max output of these guys is 32 EU per tick, so low voltage, so we don't have to worry about doing any conversions if we're going directly into a machine from these guys. That changes as soon as we hop up into the hybrid solar panels. The hybrid solar panels put out, I want to say 128, and then these guys can put out 512, so not so good there. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that. And they can each store 3,200 EU themselves, so it's kind of like each one of these is their own little bat box, because bat boxes can store 40,000. So yeah, we've got them here. Issue is now, well, where do we take them? How do we take them? All that kind of fun stuff. So that is what this next section here is for. So that's why I have the second box. All of this stuff. So the way that we're going to transport our stuff is using glass fiber cables. Let's go ahead and look them up. Glass fiber. Now the reason we're going to use glass fiber cables is because they do not lose EU, or they lose 1 EU per tick over 40 blocks. To put that in comparison, copper cable is 1 EU per tick over 4 blocks, and gold cable is 1 EU per tick over 0.8. So these guys are extremely efficient, but you'll notice they do use a diamond, which sucks. They also use redstone, or they can use redstone. I am terribly low on my redstone supply. I am at like level 18 or 19 with my quarry, so I still haven't hit redstone level yet. We can also use silver and get ourselves a little bit more. I don't use silver for very much, but we can also use, if we come here to this last page, electrum. And if you remember me telling you guys before, electrum we can just make by doing gold and silver in an induction smelter. And that gives us 8. So that is the most efficient use of our diamonds, and considering I don't really need a ton of gold and silver, this is way more efficient for me anyway. So we're going to need a few of these cables, so we're going to go ahead and craft them on up. Nope, I did not mean to do that. We don't need to do a new waypoint. So yep, we're going to do our diamonds, electrum ingots. Okay. This is not a good idea. I should have split this up easier. There we go. Cool. So 24 glass fiber cables. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night. Fortunately, these we don't have to take apart any special way, but I do want to not destroy my wall. That's probably a good idea. Come on, there we go. You will notice I have put a new machine right there, but we're going to get to that later. So, go ahead, hop up here to the top. That's why I like these Boots of the Travelers. You can jump 3 blocks high, so I can get most anywhere, even all the way up there, nice and easy without having to worry about it. So we're going to take these guys. This is part of the reason I set it up this way, is that it's nice and easy. You can run one cable for all of these. Makes it quick. All right, come on. There we go. And we're going to run it right down this neat little hole. All right, let's see if I can... Oh, is my reach not good enough? Can I put it on the block? I can. All right. Cool. So now I can probably reach it. Awesome. So we've got that guy sticking down. But thing is, I mean, obviously, our MFEs are nice and full right now, and they're probably going to stay that way because this guy's running that. So what am I going to use all this power for? Why am I creating a whole separate? Well, we are working towards a matter fabricator, because that is really going to be necessary for us. The thing that is holding us back at the moment is going to be iridium, but this is probably what that's going to be solely hooked up to for a little bit, because all the other stuff can easily be run off my lava. So we're just going to kind of route it back here. We'll just carve this out here. However, we do want it to be stored in a place, so we aren't wasting any energy. And that's what this next thing is for. May not need to use this, but this stuff right here, what we are going to be making is the next step of MFE in essence. So the one right above it is called an MFSU. I don't know really what it stands for, but that's okay. So in here, we need ourselves some advanced machine blocks. Again, not terribly difficult. An advanced circuit, an MFE, which isn't too terribly difficult either, but we've made that before. I don't use diamonds, remember. Use rubies, much cheaper. And then these Lapitron crystals. So when we come into our MFE here, you'll notice that we use energy crystals. Well, Lapitron crystals are kind of like the upgrade. You'll notice they store 10 million EU, whereas a energy crystal stores 1 million. So you can actually use these to recharge your items. So if you have, you know, an advanced drill or something like that, which I may craft myself one of those here in pretty soon. But yeah, they can actually be used to recharge, but I don't really do that too much. So these guys, the way that they are made is with an energy crystal, or easier in my opinion, is just a sapphire. So I take a sapphire, and then just a electronic circuit, if I'm not mistaken. Come on. Nope. There we are. Yep, just a regular electronic circuit, 2 of them, and then some lapis. So that's why I have this here. So let's go ahead and craft these guys on up. Perfect. Sapphires in the middle, electronic circuits. Here we go. And now we have our Lapitron crystals. Then we're going to take those and put them right beside our advanced circuit, MFE, and advanced machine block. So advanced circuit, MFE, machine block, and then each one of these Lapitron crystals. All right. And that gives us an MFSU, or if you guys watched Neverus, a Mufasa. So let's take a look at how these guys are already doing. See, this guy is they're already stored up, already full, and that's why we want to we want an MFSU to do this. There is something above an MFSU, and that is an AESU, or Adjustable Energy Storage Unit. That is put in there by GraviChest, and we're not going to worry about it. Not until we absolutely need to. So this guy now should be getting all of it, and as you can see, it can store, let's see, is this 100 million EU? Nope, this is 10 million EU. And its output is 512 EU per tick. So to do anything with this, the only thing that this guy can handle, let's see, this guy outputs 128. This guy can understand 128. We even have to transform it down to get it to understand it. And so that's what we're going to do next is we're just going to probably cut off all the power, this whole line that I've got going on back here. And we're just going to run a line straight to here from this guy. So we don't have to be using all our lava. Our lava is just going to go for some of this a little bit easier stuff up here. So, oh, that's right. I have this all set up here. For that, we need what's called a MV transformer, a medium voltage transformer. And so that is twice insulated gold cable, which is just one piece of rubber around, or one piece of gold surrounded by rubber, a machine block. So it's not a big deal. Real easy to get. There we go. MV transformer. So this guy does have multiple faces just like this. So you'll notice this is the output. We want to rotate that output. So again, that's where we're going to get into our canvas bag for and get out our wrench. All right. So we want it to be facing here. So if you just right click there, you'll notice that the output goes down like that. We're going to place this guy and its output is right there. But that's not what we want, or the input, because we want the input to go facing towards the actual MFSU. So we need to shift right click on this because we don't want the output to face us, we want it to face away from us. And now that's exactly what it does. So I'm going to place this guy, and we will just do this. So now this steps it down from 512 to 128. There we go. All right, and let's cut this line. There we go. Or eventually, I'm just going to go and take that out, but I'll do that off camera. And eventually, we're probably going to replace all of our wiring with glass fiber just because it's so much more efficient. We don't lose anything. All right. Now let's just go grab some basalt to cover that up. Neat trick with these barrels, if you shift left click on them, they will give you just one item at a time. So I just need, 5 or 6. 11, why not? Just 5 plus 6, okay. So we'll go ahead and, nope. All right, cool. So now you'll see our Mufasa is building up power, and it's awesome. We're now powered entirely by this guy, and starting to run off of solar power. So I'm still definitely going to keep this set up because obviously I've got a lot of lava, and lava is pretty easy to get. But this, our advanced solar panels, they definitely give us a good place to be, and I am very excited to have them. So these guys should be fully drained. Oh, I don't need basalt out here. All right, let's use stake to click. There we go. Yep. So they're not storing really anything, and that's because this guy down here is not done. Now, the unfortunate part about glass fiber cable, or any of the cables, is there is not a way for us to cover them up. I mean, I can put a strip out here, and that's what I may end up doing, is just filling this stuff in with marble so that I don't see it. But you cannot cover it up with micro blocks, so we can't do like what I did over here with my lasers. I covered these guys with just some micro blocks. I mean, we can, it would just have to be on the outside of the block, which may be a good option as well. But there's nothing that will fit inside one of these blocks. This does take up the full block, and that's because this is industrial craft. Micro blocks are from Red Power, and some people might say, hey, facades are from Buildcraft, and we can make them with the assembly table. So let's look up a facade. So I mean, they've got a ton of different, you can pretty much make anything a facade. But to make these structures, oh, that's good to know. Maybe I actually don't have to, that's new, don't have to use the, oh no, you do have to use the assembly table, never mind. But yeah, so you can make these guys, but they work for Buildcraft pipes, and they don't work for thermal expansion. So Give me just a moment, guys. I'm going to see how much time we got left to see if we can do the next setup that I really want to do. So I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so I think I do have a little bit of time. I don't know if I'm going to complete this next project this time. Or actually, in fact, I know I won't because I don't have one of the things I need for it. But it's not what I need to make it functional. So, last time, I showed you guys my experience farm over there next to Show Me, which was my kind of little ghetto setup with zombie pigmen. Well, I decided I want to make that closer, because number one, I don't have to walk 600 blocks to get to my experience grinder, and I want to make it more efficient. I don't like having to sit there and wait for an inordinate amount of time to have a lot of zombie pigmen spawn, to have me kill them, to break all my tools to do it. Just not a great experience grinder overall. So, instead, we're going to create our own spawner, and there is a mod called Soul Shards that lets us do that. And so that's what this block is from. This guy is called a Soul Forge. So, I have some corrupted essence in there. And so let's go ahead and look up soul here. So, soul shards. The way that you make them is you take a diamond in a soul forge, and it takes 8 corrupted essence, and it will give you 3 soul shards. So, this corrupted essence, the way you make it is just with some glowstone and some vile dust. The way you make vile dust is just by smelting up some soul sand. So it's not too big of a deal there. So you may notice in my canvas bag here, I have 2 soul shards. Why not 3? That's because I actually have a filled soul shard. I just need to figure out where I decided to put it. In here? No, not in here. Where is my soul shard? I have got a full zombie pigman shard somewhere. Is it actually in here? No, not that I see. Where did I put it? Kinda need it. A lot. No, it's not there. Alright guys, give me a second. Oh, never mind. It's in here. So, I have got a full tier 5 zombie pigman soul shard. See there at the bottom it says I've killed 1,027, 1,027 pigmen. I did not kill that many. I may have very well over in my entire time that I was over there, but I did not kill that many to get this in here. One of the things that the Soul Shards mod adds is a enchantment called Soul Stealer. I think you can technically get up to Soul Stealer 5, but this enchantment can only really be put on one sword, which is called a Vile Sword, and I made a Vile Sword. I didn't want to say U, I wanted to say R. What's the recipe for this guy? So it's just a stick and 2 corrupted ingots. The way that we get these guys is we smelt up some gold with corrupted essence. So again, not too big of a deal. But I put sharpness 4 and unbreaking 3 on this with Soul Stealer, and that means that every time I hit a zombie pigman, I get 4 souls. The 3 that Soul Stealer gives me and the regular soul it should. So this only took me a quarter of the time that it did otherwise. So it only took me about 15, 20 minutes maybe. But I have these 2 extra ones, and I have got some plans for them in the future here as well. Probably some creepers. I will definitely want a steady supply of gunpowder. Anyway, so we can take this and put it inside a cage of iron bars. So this guy here in itself is a recipe. Let's go ahead and make it. There we go. And this is called a soul cage. So when you place this down and you right click with the soul shard, it'll start spawning zombie pigman. So our own custom spawner. So for this, where am I going to build this? Probably going to build it out over here. Clear out a little bit of terrain, which I've got a great shovel for. It is breaking, which is why I need this pretty bad. We need some repair books, and I am not gonna, you know, do them myself, because repair is an enchant that takes a long time to get. Alright. That'll work. And let's get some dirt out. Alright. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I think this will be a good space for it. So, as far as these spawners go, you have 5 different tiers. So if we can go back to Soul, you'll see that tier 1 is just 64 kills, then it's 128, 256, 512, and then 1024. So these first 3 tiers are fairly similar. In essence, the only thing that they happen to provide is just faster spawning. So more will spawn in a tier 3 versus a tier 1. So that's the only thing there. It's not a big deal. However, tiers 4 and 5 definitely give us some good stuff. A tier 4 shard allows the monster spawn to be different, or be spawned in a different realm than it originally spawned in. So zombie pigmen, they spawn in the nether. I happen to have a spawner over there, but they are native to spawning in the nether. So I could only do a zombie pigman one as long as it had tier 4 or higher. Tier 5, the great thing about tier 5 is that they can be shut off by a redstone signal. Because the thing is these souls shards, or the spawners, do not react to light. Actually, you know what? I think I lied there. I'm pretty sure that tier 4 and below will react to light, but tier 5 will not. It only reacts to redstone. But tier 5 spawns way quicker than anything else, which is awesome. So we're going to need to set up a building for that, and to do that, what building material should we use? Let's use some smooth sandstone. I think that'll be cool. Be a neat building material, I think. Alright. So let's use this guy. There we go. There we go. Smooth sandstone. Not what I meant to do, not smooth, just regular sandstone, sandstone, sandstone. And then regular sandstone again. There we go. Cool. So, just going to build a building out over here. And like I said, I am missing one component to make this fully automated. We are going to make it quite automated here so that I don't have to do anything, pretty much. All I have to do is come over, get the experience, and that'll be it. And so, I'm not creating a building in any particular shape, to be honest with you. They will spawn, well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. That's actually kind of the shape I wanted anyway. With the way that the spawners work, they can technically spawn, I think, up to a 16 by 16 area. However, if they're confined into like a box, they will only spawn within that. They aren't going to spawn outside of it, which is quite nice. Makes making them, you know, like a little custom spot much easier. If you watch Anderzel has his in a tree, and it's just a 3 by 3 area. So I mean, it's not a you don't actually need this big of a space, but I think it's kind of neat to have a big building dedicated to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using water source blocks here to move all the zombie pigmen down this way. And we're going to funnel them into some turtles. That's right, I said turtles. Turtles are from Computercraft. 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to make them melee turtles. Now, I believe I can actually use, I believe I can make them, oh dang it, did I do that wrong? I think I did. But I think I can use some swords that are not diamond in order to make these turtles, I am hoping. Otherwise, I may need some more diamonds to fully get this up and running. So, there we go, this one's broken. and we'll make this a little bit higher. So this is going to be a really great. I'm very excited about this build just because we are using a lot of different mods to do it. We're going to be using red power to control this the spawning of it. We're going to be using the soul shards mod, obviously, for the actual spawning. We're going to be using computer craft in order to kill them, and then we're going to be using Thaumcraft in order to collect all the experience. That is the part of this that I don't have. There is an item in Thaumcraft called a brain in a jar, and it will collect up to 30 levels of experience. And so, in essence, above each one of these turtles, I am going to have a brain in a jar, so that way I can walk over here and collect 7 fully enchanted books. I think I'm going to be using some more barrels from factorization to collect all of the drops. I'm going to be using an auto crafting table from, oh dang it, that is not already crafted there, from BuildCraft in order to make the swords be able to go into the barrel. And then we will be using BuildCraft pipes as well to move everything, and we're going to be using obsidian pipes to do that. So, like I said, a whole bunch of different mods to make this a very efficient, a very good build. So I will be back once I have built this building. Alright guys, so I got the building finished here. I think it looks pretty good. I like the idea of using smooth sandstone. I kind of like that texture, both in vanilla and in my texture pack here. So we're going to be using the Wand of Equal Trade because since this is a tier 5 spawner and we don't have to worry about light, this doesn't have to be entirely closed off building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click here, or I'm going to shift right click, and you'll notice that sets that, that's actually not what I want to do. I want to do a piece of glass. I'm going to shift right click on it, and now that sets the kind of center standard part right there to being glass, meaning anytime I right click, it's going to change. Oh, I was holding down shift, and that actually did exactly what I wanted it to do, which is change that entire part right there. And I think that just looks really cool. I think that'll be, we can watch our zombie pigman suffer and die. Yep, I'm that cool of a person. That's why I love this Wand of Equal Trade. I think it's an amazing thing. Cool. So we're going to get in here, and we are going to use our buckets. So I do have, that's why I always carry around 2 buckets of water. So I'm going to go ahead and place this stuff down. You'll notice this goes right to the edge, which is exactly kind of what we want here. I don't think our turtles are going to be bothered by that. Perfect. So this is going to make all of our spawned enemies fall down, come over towards our turtles. So the next thing that we got to get in place is our spawning controlling system. So like I said, for that we're going to be using red power. And let's go ahead and fill these back up. Always want filled buckets. Just a good idea. Cool. So, for that we're going to be using some more red alloy wire, just like I did for building our assembly table here. So let's see. I remember I had some extra, so I think I threw that here. Yeah, not much though. So let's see. Alloy furnace. How do I make red alloy wire again? I know I need to make red alloy. So that's just some iron and some... Ooh, I can use copper? Awesome, I like that. I really like that, because I have a lot more copper than I do iron. Cool. And then I just take 3 of those. Cool. So, the question really becomes, do I have some spare redstone? I think that's all the more redstone I have left. So we're going to take this, we're going to combine it with some copper. Oh, and that went into my miner's backpack, didn't it? Alright. So that's going to go ahead and start making. So we're just going to use that and a simple lever to get this all going. In the meantime, we are also going to be making obsidian pipes. And that's this guy right here. So it's just a couple of pieces of obsidian around some glass. We already have some glass. I think I'm going to need about 7 of these guys. but I definitely have quite a bit of obsidian. And that's because of A, the quarry running into some lava, which is always good. And then B, because of all of those, where I got all the totems as well. So let's see. I'm going to need at least 3 ingots here. And I don't have enough redstone, do I? Let me just double check over here. Oh, no, I do. I've got some spare redstone sitting in here, just in case. Okay. Oh, that's pipe wire. Never mind. Alright. That's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Cool. So we're going to get these guys all up and running. And then the last part that we're going to need to make is turtles. Not an S. Alright, so there are a bunch of different types of turtles. We're going to be using melee turtles. I believe that I can make these other types of swords. I don't have to use diamond. I think I can also substitute any of the gemmed swords. I know we can't use iron or anything previous to that, but we just need to take that and combine it with a turtle. Turtles are pretty easy. We just need some iron, a chest, and a computer. And a computer is just some smooth stone, some redstone, and glass pane. So cool. Does that continue smelting? It may not. Just going to go ahead and throw that back in there. No, that should continue smelting. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and craft our red alloy wire on up. There we go. Cool. So, like I said, I'm going to need a little bit of iron. Let's go ahead and grab a stack here. Cool. And then we need some smooth stone. All right. That's right, I might. Okay, so smooth stone, iron. What else did I need for just a turtle? Glass pane. I think I have some of those in here. I do indeed. Cool, so we're going to need 7 of these guys. So we're going to need 7 swords. And where are my sapphires? There they are. That will work. Need some sticks. Perfect. Alright, so let's get to cooking here. So we're going to need some stone, redstone, and some glass panes. So these are going to just make computers. There we go. We're just going to make 7 of them. Cool. So we're going to take these guys plus some chests. And I do have some spare chests over here. Right there. Cool. So chests, computers. What else do I need? Iron, which is in my miner's backpack. It's the only thing I dislike about these backpacks, but you can lock them, so now it won't go in. That's just a shift right click. There we go. Perfect. We'll leave that iron in there. So now we've got 7 turtles. Now the real question here is, can I do this? Sapphire sword. Can I combine it with a turtle? Yes, I can. Awesome. That makes me extremely excited. That's what I wanted to hear. So we're going to need 6 more of these guys. That was a few more than 6. I do not need that many, but I may in the future, I guess. Alright. There we go. Alright, well, ended up with 2 extra swords. Well, okay. It's not a big deal. We'll just throw it in my spare tools chest. So, we have got our turtles. Melee turtles. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night. So we're going to program these guys so that they will be able to kill our zombie pigmen for us. And that's going to be far enough away that we are not going to be hearing any zombie pigmen dying, which is going to be awesome. Also some red alloy wire. I know I've got some levers in here. Yep. See, again, why I always keep levers. So, let's go ahead and throw a lever here. Yeah, that'll work. Hop on in. No, I don't know if that's going to be the place I'm going to want it, simply because, yeah, I don't think our wiring is going to be able to detect that, so we're going to just place it here. That way. So that's going to be red alloy wire. We're going to be able to pop it up here. We're just going to throw it up the wall. And that's why I love, why do we want open mode? This is why I love red alloy wire. Go ahead and throw it in the center here. And it can climb on the ceiling. And so we are going to place our spawner right there. So I need one more. Okay. So we're going to place down the soul cage. Before we do this, let's go ahead and turn on this guy. So that way it's disabled. Actually, let's just do one on the spawner itself, just for for assurance. And then all we have to do is right-click on here, and now we've got ourselves a zombie pigman spawner. Now, if I do break this, we get both the soul cage and the soul shard back. Now, thing of note about that, if you have, like, let's say you have a tier 4 spawner in here, and you break it. Well, what will happen is that, let's say you had, tier 4 spawners are required 512. Let's say you had 1,000 and you were just short. When you break that spawner, it will go back to 512. It's not going to go back to the amount you had in it before. It's just going to remember that it's tier 4. Cool. So all we have to do now, shut this guy off, and zombie pigmen are going to start spawning quite rapidly. So let's go ahead and kill these guys. There we go. They're going to be mad at me. Come on, die. Well, let's do this. There we go. Die. Oh. There we go. Okay. So, now, what's going to happen is we are going to place down our turtles. Alright. In this way. Oh, nope. We're going to break you. Place, 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 place. Awesome. So now, any of them that come down, we have to set the programs up for this. So you'll notice that it says Turtle OS. Really, this is Lua. Lua is the programming language that turtles are programmed in. Interactive Lua prompt. That's it. There we go. So, this works just like pretty much anything else. You have the ROM on it, so if you're familiar with anything, we're actually in the ROM now. Cool. But it doesn't really matter. Oh, right. You can hold down Control, I think, to reboot these guys, or Control R will reboot them. There we go. So they do have a startup script, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be editing the startup script. And this is really what we're going to be doing to do anything. Now, one thing you do want to do is you want to make sure you always save when you do this. The other things, you may want to label them. Like label 1, label set, sorry. There we go. So now, if you give this guy fuel, which is what this red spot here is for, that's one of the things it's there for. It will remember itself, and so if you pick him up and put him back down, he will still be Turtle 1, which is awesome. So, I'm going to go ahead and give me just a moment. I'm going to need to remember what my program is for it, and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so all we really have to do here is say edit startup. And the reason we're going to do this is we want every time that we log in for this to start up. We don't want, or if anything crashes, anything like that, this is how we can make sure that we get everything ready to go. What we're going to say is while true, meaning always, do this. Turtle dot attack, and with parentheses, and then end. Then all we have to do after this point is hit Control, save, and reboot, which is Control R. So now, nothing I can do in here. And these turtles hit hard. So they will attack anything. So anything at all. So all I've got to do then is program the rest of these guys. So, edit, startup, boom, turtle, attack, and I think Lua does ignore white space. Actually, I know it does because that indent there doesn't matter. So you don't have to worry about that. And reboot. So I'm just going to give this a shot even with only those guys on. We're going to flip this off. I'll probably take out those torches. So that is what is really nice. I can just stand back here, grab the experience. Like I said, we are going to make this more efficient later. We're going to have brains in a jar, sitting right above each one of these guys, collecting experience for us. Go ahead and turn this off. Watch them die. Yep. That means I only actually need one. Don't get too close, because they can still hit. So, again, this is why I want to use, what am I thinking here? Brains in a jar. But you know what, guys? I think that's going to be it for me today. We are going to get the whole item collecting thing done later. We're going to be using obsidian pipes and some barrels, but I want to save that for later. So, all right, guys. Well, have a great day. Enjoy it. Bye.